of Inspired Leadership, and I welcome you to this webinar. We have had an excellent response to this invitation, and I really want to honor your time. So I would straight away begin by giving some opening comments and then respond to your questions. So they say that in life you should always be putting your money where your mouth is. So I spend my life dreaming about this country becoming a nation that we could truly be proud of. I had heard as a child from my parents and from my spiritual teacher, Swami Chinmayananda, that India at one time used to be a very strong power, economically, culturally, and spiritually. But that thanks to the efforts of the British, largely Lord Macaulay and the others, they had systematically destroyed our culture. And in fact, if you read some of the speeches of Lord Macaulay, who was here from the East India Company, there was a very conscious attempt to change the Indian culture. Even the language I am speaking to you is given to us by the British. They could not hurt our spiritual heritage, so they decided to change the law, they decided to change many things. So I grew up with these stories. I was the son of an army officer, and I used to dream and said, how can we bring back that joy to our country, where we say India is not just a country which produces most of the economic wealth of the world. I don't know if you are aware that at one time India produced 70% of the world's wealth. It was at that time that India was also the center for higher education. The universities like Nalanda were really, Takshashila, they were world famous for their research, for their scholarship, and for their thought leadership. And then came these centuries of foreign rules where this wonderful land of ours got compromised. So I heard these stories from my parents, from my spiritual teacher, from my teachers. The headmaster of our school, the central school where I studied, was a freedom fighter. And he would tell us some of these stories. And so I decided to, for myself, that, the purpose of my life would be to work for this cause for India's economic development in a holistic way, which brings the pride to our country. And so the first part of my life was spent with the Tatas and a group called Eicher, which turned out to be an exceptional company. And then we created a consulting company whose dream was India's economic development without spiritual impoverishment. There was a company called Eicher Consultancy, and it came as a very powerful idea and became the largest local management consulting company. When we created that, I had also dreamt that one day we will create our own leadership school, because first part of my life was actually working with my own hands in creating a new model of economic development in industry. The second part of my life was to help others to do the same through a consulting company. And finally, 10 years back, when we set up a company called Grow Talent, I redefined my mission in life to focus on building talent of the next generation, which led to 4 years back creating the School of Inspired Leadership. So this particular school that we have created has been specially created to build the next generation leaders. And you see, instead of taking somebody else's money, we decided to generate our own revenues. All the money that I earned by creating a consulting company and selling my shares in that company to our American partners, we put most of it back into creating soil, because this whole idea of saying, can you build leaders with a difference? And so this School of Inspired Leadership that we have created is a very, very special school. You see, the school is created to serve the mother. The mother India needs us. I don't know about you, but when I'm much older, so when I was raised as a young child, we were still hearing the stories of freedom fighters. We had this very nice stories, and when I was a young child, many things happened to me which said to me, I have a debt to this country, I have to do something about it. So the School of Inspired Leadership is to serve the mother. Mother India needs us. And so what does that mean? In all the work that we did in Eicher Consultancy, and our own management consulting company, which we founded 10 years back, called the Grow Talent Company, we worked with the largest companies in India, all over the country, and we also worked overseas with many companies. And we found some secrets about how to develop the potential of people. We learnt how people's potential can be tapped. And we gave that advice to all the top companies of India, and they really became our friends and partners. They are the ones who have helped us to create soil because they have seen the power of the work that we co-created. And we learned through our work that the most important thing in leadership is to have the strongest character. Then we learned the second important lesson, that in addition to character, you require the competence to solve problems in a holistic way. Now, what does that mean? It means you become competent when you don't look at things from a fragmented point of view, when you have what is called a whole systems view, when you don't just solve a problem to benefit one stakeholder, but when you are able to visualize the entire breadth of your vision to say how do you become more competent in solving problems so that they stay solved, that they don't create short-term benefits and reappear in some form later. So the whole question of competence. And third, how to develop deep enthusiasm, because you see in our country we have plenty which can make us go down. You know, we have this lack of leadership inside the country. We have a lot of management but a lack of leadership, so we can easily get disappointed. And so how do you not get disappointed with the corruption? How do you not get disappointed with violence, including the violence against women? How do you make sure that you still, in spite of having such poor role models all around us, how do you develop a deep enthusiasm in your heart? So the soil leadership program guides us to the fact that if you truly know who you are, you see the literal meaning of the word education is know who you are. And what does that mean? It means know what your purpose is and know what your strengths are. If you know what your real purpose in life is, and if you know what your true strengths are, and if you learn how to use your strengths towards your purpose, you do your best work. And so building leaders with enthusiasm. Of course, character to us means many things, and I will briefly explain before opening this whole subject. For question answers, character first of all means high amount of self-awareness. That means you should really have the ability to know what kind of person you are. You should be able to observe your own behavior. This is taught in the deep ancient Indian tradition. In our yoga tradition, we teach this through yoga practice, through pranayama, because the management and the leadership of your own breath and your own physical and emotional self teaches you the qualities on being able to do reflection. It comes out of the practice of meditation. So in soil, we teach mindfulness through pranayama, yoga and meditation. This is a 3-credit course. This helps us to build the well-being of students. Secondly, there is a practice of ethics, which means you must learn how to make the right choices in life. So that will help us a lot. Then in soil we teach ethics because we bring theater to the classroom. We actually convert case studies into role plays and students examine choices. What should I do? What should I not do? Thirdly, the practice of compassion. That means teaching how to feel for others. This is such an important gift because leadership is about emotional intelligence, not just that. So this is very, very important for us to do that. And I'm told by my technology people for pausing for a minute because it seems the video is not functioning because of some technology issues. So I'm going to pause for a minute and we are going to resume again. Please go ahead. Yeah, we need to just check the video properly and make sure that our technology partners are on top of their game. So if some of you can still hear me, I will continue to talk because the technology partner is trying to see how to bring back the video. But meanwhile, let me finish speaking what I was speaking, because I am sure you can hear me on audio. So I just want you to listen to the third part that I was talking about, compassion. And I'm saying in compassion, the way we teach it in soil is through our leadership program, in which one day in a week students work with an NGO. They work with a cause that is most important to them. They may be working with children in slums to make them more educated. They may be working on the women's rights issues. They may be working on people who are afflicted by cancer, or they may be working with Kiran Bedi's NGOs to try to empower the rural development in the villages. So one day in a week, when they work in out of their normal situation with those who don't have what they have, they develop that emotional aspect of developing compassion. Finally, in soil, character is all about teaching people the power of sustainability, which is how to utilize Earth's resources in a more responsible way. So right from the way we run our school, the way we use our energy, to the way we have water harvesting, to the way we have our spaces, to also the projects that students do in order to work with people in that area. Everything is done in that manner, and that is sustainability. And finally, the practice of diversity. In soil, diversity is about understanding the uniqueness of each other and learning to work together by honoring each other's uniqueness. So we do that a lot with each other, and that is what we call the practice of diversity. And so these 5 pillars of soil are the ones which define character. And I think these are my opening commands, my opening, every morning my inner self commands me and says, Anil Sachdev, your command for your life is to build leaders with character. It is your command to build leaders. The inner command comes from the higher self to say, it is your role in life to build leaders with competence. And it is your command from the Lord to you to say, to build leaders with deep enthusiasm. I hope you have got some of what I am trying to tell you, but I am sure you have many more questions to answer. And I'm sorry that if this technology partner of ours is not able to demonstrate the quality of technology and effectiveness that we should have done, and we will take more responsibility for that. But so let's see if you can see that. Are you able to see the video? Are you able to hear me? The people who are on this webinar? Not able to hear? Not able? Okay. The voice is able to hear. Okay, why don't we go ahead, even though the video, our technology partner Gautam is still trying to see how to bring the video. But meanwhile, I will be happy to answer the question that you have. So why don't you ask, even if you can't see me, you please keep asking questions and I will answer them through the audio mode. Please go ahead. So please go ahead. Ravi Nair, you want to know the introduction again on what this is all about? Well, you see, this is all about providing information about the School of Inspired Leadership. I gave a little personal story of my life as the founder of SOIL, and I mentioned as to how this school has been created by 32 companies with whom we have done between 10 to 20 years of work in building their leaders. These are all the companies who are part of our consortium, like Tata Steel, like Hindustan Unilever, like Mahindra's, like Eicher Volvo, like Johnson & Johnson, and companies like that. And so I talked about how these companies have helped us to create a business school with a difference. And I mentioned that the difference is about what leadership really means to us. And I said the larger purpose is to build leaders of the kind that the country requires. That's why all these companies are supporting us. And so that's what I was talking about. Now, Shruti, you want to know whether 1 year is enough to inculcate this knowledge. Shruti, actually, we did a lot of research when we set up SOIL. I visited all the business schools which were of the high quality in different parts of the world. I personally did that, so did some of my colleagues. And we analyzed the difference between 2 years and 1 year. We found that all the programs that call themselves 2 years programs actually run 15 or 16-month programs, because there are 6 to 7 months of vacation and there is 2 to 3 months of internship. So really speaking, it's a 15 months program that everybody offers, which they call a 2-year program. Secondly, we found that most of them had a little bit more easy-paced method of learning, because many of them were addressing the needs also of students without any prior experience. We decided that we will give preference only to people with experience, and once they have experience, they don't need internship, and once you have experience, you also know how to take pressure. So we decided we will do 6 days a week instead of doing 5 days a week, because in today's world, 1 year is an opportunity. Because if you take 2 years off from your work to study, then you are losing 2 years, precious years of your life. You are willing to make 1 year of investment. And we found this trend, for example, INSEAD, for example, HEC, for example, the Richard Ivey School in Canada, which after 97 years of running a 2-year program, this is the best business school in Canada, they switched over to a 1-year program. And so that's why we made this into a 1-year program. Now you are asking a question, how the companies are involved in running the school. The companies are involved in 5 respects. Number one, they help us to look at the designing the curriculum, and each year, for example, on 24th of January in Bombay, in Aditya Birla Group office, the meeting of our consortium is taking place, where we will be again visiting the curriculum and seeing what changes are required this year for next year's batch. So they are involved in designing curriculum. Number two, they are involved in providing mentoring to students. We are the only business school in India, and to my knowledge, the only one in the world, which has a mentor for every student, and this mentor spends 4 hours a month with every student. The quality of mentors that we have in SOIL are exceptional. Some of them are heads of companies. Some of them are corporate functional heads. For example, the managing director of Indus Tower, Shanta Raju, is a mentor. The MD of American Express till recently in India, Sanjay Gupta, was a mentor. So there are senior leaders who are providing mentorship. Thirdly, these companies are involved in supporting us by teaching case studies. They come and teach their live case studies. Number four, they are involved in selecting students. So our admission interviews are held in the offices of these companies, and they are sitting on the interview panel. They want to make sure that the quality of our intake is high quality. And lastly, many of them, subject to their vacancies, also come and interview our students and select them. Roughly half our students join our consortium companies, the other half join other companies. So this is the method of partnership. Then there was a question, what do you think are the qualities needed for starting as a leader? I mentioned there are 3 aspects: a strong character, competence to solve problems in a holistic way, and deep enthusiasm in your heart. And I defined each one of them in greater detail earlier. I think we will also send a link to all of you of a YouTube video which you can watch.